Every photo you've uploaded, every message you've sent, every video you've watched, every search you've ever made exists somewhere. Not in a cloud, not floating through the air, not in some invisible digital universe. Somewhere real, somewhere physical. And for millions of people, that place is a building most will never see. When people talk about the cloud, they often imagine information drifting through cyberspace. The term sounds almost magical, as if our data simply exists everywhere at once. But the reality is very different. Every photo, every email, every document, every online search must ultimately be stored on a machine, and those machines need a home. In the high desert of Oregon, far from major cities and tourist destinations, sits one of the most important pieces of internet infrastructure on Earth. A massive Google data center. At first glance, it doesn't look extraordinary. There are no crowds, no famous landmarks, no signs telling visitors they have arrived at the heart of the digital world. Just large industrial buildings, power lines, security fences, and endless rows of equipment hidden inside. Yet, every second, these facilities help process an astonishing amount of information. Search requests, videos, maps, cloud storage, artificial intelligence systems. The modern internet depends on places like this. Without them, much of the digital world would simply stop functioning. So why build such an important facility in Oregon? The answer begins with electricity. Data centers consume enormous amounts of power, far more than most people realize. Thousands of servers must operate around the clock. Cooling systems must run continuously, and network equipment must remain active every second of every day. There is no closing time. There is no overnight shutdown. The internet never sleeps, so neither do the machines that support it. The region around the Dallas, Oregon, offered several advantages: reliable power, access to major fiber optic networks, and a climate that helps reduce cooling costs. All of which made it an ideal location for a facility designed to operate continuously. Inside the buildings, the scale becomes difficult to imagine. Long corridors stretch into the distance. Rows of server racks stand side by side, thousands upon thousands of machines, each one performing tiny tasks that, together, support the online lives of billions of people. Every time someone uploads a photo, streams a movie, checks their email, or asks a question online, a chain reaction begins. Requests travel through cables, across networks, into data centers, and back again. Usually in less than a second. The process feels effortless. But behind every click is an enormous physical system working at incredible speed. The internet often feels weightless, yet it relies on some of the largest infrastructure projects ever built. Massive buildings, miles of fiber optic cable, electrical substations, backup generators, cooling equipment, and teams of engineers responsible for keeping everything running. One of the greatest challenges is heat. Computers generate a surprising amount of it. And when thousands of servers operate in the same building, temperatures can rise quickly if cooling systems fail. Equipment can be damaged, services can be interrupted, and millions of users could be affected. That is why modern data centers are designed with extraordinary redundancy. Backup power, backup cooling, backup network connections. Systems protecting other systems, because when people expect the internet to be available every moment of every day, reliability becomes everything. Security is another reason these facilities remain largely hidden from public view. Most people will never enter a major data center. Access is tightly controlled. Cameras monitor key areas. Multiple layers of authentication protect sensitive locations, and security teams work around the clock. Perhaps the strangest part is how little most of us think about them. We use the internet every day, sometimes for hours. Yet rarely consider where it actually exists. The websites, the videos, the messages, the photos. All of it depends on real places, real machines, and real infrastructure. The cloud was never really a cloud. It was always a building filled with servers, connected by cables, powered by electricity, working silently behind the scenes. And somewhere in Oregon, one of those buildings continues operating, day and night, processing requests, storing information, and quietly helping keep the internet alive. Hidden places, unanswered questions, veiled frame. Subscribe for what's next.